guys, it's Aleeza, and today's video is going to be a book related video. So I don't know if some of you guys know, but one of my biggest dreams in life is to publish a book, and without my love for reading and for books, I would not even be a YouTuber, because the whole reason I started YouTube was my love for writing and reading. I used to post my writing on YouTube. That's how YouTube was a really huge part of my life. And then a year back I decided to connect with my subscribers and my viewers and the wonderful people that read my stories on YouTube and that were subscribed to my channel on a new level, which is by making videos with like my face and everything. So naturally I got inspired by some of the biggest YouTubers and I created this channel. Literally do everything and anything that I want to do on this channel. I not only do beauty, but I do DIYs and lifestyle and just random Q&As, and challenge videos are even coming up in the future. So I also wanted to include my love for books on my channel, because my channel is everything that I am and I really want to share it with you guys. And I know that I'm not the only one out there that loves reading books. Come on, like all of my Tumblr people out there, you guys had made The Fault in Our Stars so big, and it's amazing. I love reading and I love discussing books with other people. They just make me happy. Barnes & Noble is like my favorite store. So what I'm saying is occasionally I will post a book related video. Today's video is a book haul, and what that is basically I'm showing you guys books that I'm currently reading and the books that I will currently be reading. So let's just get started. The first book I have with me is The Giver by Lois Lowry. Sorry if I mispronounced the author's names. I just read this book yesterday. In 2 hours I finished it because The Giver, the movie, is being released this month. I wanted to read the book before I saw the movie, and this is basically just another dystopian novel. So if you like The Hunger Games and if you like Divergent, you will like it. The main character's name is Jonas and he lives in a place called The Community, and this is a dystopian novel. So it's set way in the future, and their government and their life is basically really different from ours. So his community is basically what it sounds like, a community, and there's just strict rules. It's always how his life has been. Is turning 12, I believe, or something, and then there's a ceremony at the age of 12 and they get assigned an assignment. I know my word choice is so awesome, but they get assigned like a job basically, which is their career for what they have to do for the rest of their life. And Jonas gets assigned the job of, I really don't want to say it, so I'm not gonna say it, but he gets assigned a job, and then through that job he finds out a lot about his life and all the lies that are being told on a day-to-day basis. And he is basically one of the characters in the book that sees the world differently, and things are starting to happen to him. So he's much like Tris in Divergent. I really suggest that you guys read it because it's one of my favorite books, and I just love dystopian novels in general, and this one is just, it's an amazing book. And I heard that the movie was really good, that it's different than the book a little bit, but it's basically the same concept, and it's really good, and it's like another dystopian world. The next book I have is Looking for Alaska by John Green, and I know I'm very late on this bandwagon, like probably a year or 2 years late from when this was really hyped up. So as you guys know, John Green wrote The Fault in Our Stars. This basically follows a kid named Miles, and he goes off to boarding school and he meets this girl named Alaska Young, and she's very daring, and I guess it's another YA romance novel, so I'm really excited to read it. I heard good things about this book. The next book I have with me is The Maze Runner by James Dashner. This is also another dystopian novel that's been turned into a movie. So Dylan O'Brien is starring as the main character, and you guys know that I love Dylan O'Brien, so I'm so excited for it. It comes out in September. About the boys and that one girl, they go into a maze and they have to make it out alive. I feel like this is much more like The Hunger Games in a sense. I could be totally wrong. Next book is Divergent, and I was trying not to read this because I really wanted to save it for this book haul, but I gave in and I read it, so I've already read this book. It's by Veronica Roth. It is a trilogy, so there's 3 books in the series, and it's another dystopian series. The character's name is Tris. She is different. This reminds me of The Giver in so many ways. Tris reminds me of Jonas, and there's different factions and they go through a ceremony too, and I really think their world is really interesting. Definitely recommend you read it. The movie also was amazing. amazing. I cannot wait until the second book, which I believe is called Insurgent. Okay, the next book I have is Love and Other Foreign Words by Erin McCahan. I feel like I'm butchering her last name. A lot of booktubers have been talking about this book. So basically what this book claims is it's about a girl who speaks languages of a ton of things like boyfriends, breakups, college, high school, and love, and I don't really know. It's another YA romance type novel. YA means young adult for those of you guys that don't know, so yeah. This next book, it's called The Geography of You and Me by Jennifer E. Smith, and I'm so excited to read this because first of all, I have been wanting to read her other book called The Statistical Probability of Love at First Sight for the longest time, and this author really does intrigue me. That book is basically about a couple, or like a male and a female, meeting for the first time in an airport, and the entire story takes place in one day. And so when I saw this by the same author, I instantly grabbed it. So this book is the same. It takes place in one day. This takes place in New York City. Two characters are Lucy and Owen, and they live in the same building. Owen lives in the basement and Lucy lives on the 23rd floor or something like that. So during a blackout, they're both stuck in an elevator. After they get rescued, the entire night they spend together wandering around in Manhattan, and basically that time that they spend together leaves a mark in their lives. So it's another story that takes place in a day, and that's why I am so excited to read this book and the other book by her as well, because I really want to see, I feel like it's interesting reading a book that takes place in a day in which two characters interact and then they have to go on in separate lives, but that interaction just changes their lives forever. The next book I have is Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell. The main character, she's in a fandom much like, you know how the Harry Potter fandom is, like movie premieres and dresses up and spends time reading online forums and stuff, and then her sister used to be in that too, but she's growing older and she is going off to college, so her relationship with her sister is changing, and her relationship with herself too, because she's like going off into the world, venturing out of her old life. So this is kind of a book like that. The book by Rainbow Rowell that I'm a little bit more excited to read is this one right here, which is Eleanor and Park. I've heard of this book since like last year, and I've been wanting to read it for the longest time. It's basically a love story set in the previous century. Eleanor is not just a normal girl, she has flaws and visible evident flaws, and it's basically not set in our time, and it's about teenagers, so I'm really excited to read this. Next book I have is The Book Thief by Marcus Zusak, and this was turned into a movie as well. It's set in Nazi Germany, and the main character is a young girl named Liesel. It is a really deep read, not in the sense that it's long, but the topic in this book about Nazi Germany and everything that she experiences is really something that will touch your heart. The next book I have is Cinder by Marissa Meyer. This book is basically like Cinderella, like a fairy tale book, and it's an entire series which is called The Lunar Chronicles, and each series is a different, I think, fairy tale being told. It's set in the future where humans and androids live together. It includes a stepmother and a prince and a 16-year-old cyborg named Cinder. I hear so many great things on this entire series. It's like a mashup of fairy tales and science fiction. I'm really excited to start this series. Last book that I have to show you guys is Hateless by Jennifer Brown. So the main character is named Valerie. So her and her boyfriend basically create this list of people that they don't like. And her boyfriend Nick later ended up shooting a ton of people in the school cafeteria, and the people that he shot were the people on the list. So basically after the summer, the main character Valerie returns to school to finish her senior year, and she basically has to deal with everything that has happened and make amends with people. I'm really interested in reading this book. I love the cover for it, and I love the concept in that it's kind of different, I feel like. So I'm really looking forward to reading this book. So I hope you guys like this video, and if you want me to do more book related videos, please give this video a thumbs up, and also comment down below some of your favorite books. They could be a series or a specific book, anything really. Just leave them in the comments down below because I really want to check those books out. I will see you guys in my next video. I love you guys, and bye! If this room was